This Good to Go segment is sponsored by Spectrum Health Medical Group.
The Spectrum Health Fred and Lena Meijer Heart and Vascular Institute recently took delivery of a new magnet, which strengthens its commitment to providing state-of-the-art cardiac imaging to patients here in West Michigan. Now, this magnet, called a Siemens 1.5 Tesla Sola, am I saying that right, Dr. Abdallah?
That is correct.
All right. It is located in the new Cardiac MRI Suite in the Meijer Heart Center. Dr. Wissam Abdallah is here. He is Medical Director of Cardiac MRI and Advanced Imaging Cardiologist at Spectrum Health. That is a whole lot of science to benefit patients who come through the Heart Center there at Spectrum Health. Is that right, Dr. Abdallah?
Absolutely. This has been a long process in the making. We have been doing cardiac MRI here at Spectrum for many years now, but this new facility dedicated to cardiac MRI really allows us to further grow this program, that allows us to enhance patient care, improve access, and really provide the best in terms of technology that allows us to not only improve our diagnostic ability, but also guide treatment decisions.
So specifically, talk a little bit about how it works and the benefits to patients.
Yes, so we are using cardiac MRI more and more often. Normally, patients will start in terms of imaging for the heart with an echocardiogram, which is an ultrasound of the heart. And that gives us pretty good images of the heart size and function. And sometimes we don't get the best images. And so we're left guessing. And so that's kind of the last thing we want to do when it comes to patient care. So when there is a need to perform a cardiac MRI to gain far more accurate assessment of heart size or heart function, or confidently evaluate the valves to look for significant leakage or significant stenosis of the valves, but also to look for inflammation in the heart muscle as well as fibrosis of the heart muscle. Cardiac MRI is the only imaging modality that allows us to do this with a very high degree of accuracy. So think about it, for example, a patient who has blockages in their coronary arteries or the arteries which supply blood to the heart muscle, and they have a decline in their heart function. The question is, opening those blood vessels, will it make any difference? Is there a need to expose patients to additional risks with invasive procedures if the muscle of the heart is no longer viable? And so cardiac MRI very accurately allows us to look at the muscle of the heart to see if there's permanent fibrosis or damage. In that scenario, there's really no point to put patients through additional invasive procedures that could put them at risk for additional complications.
Now, I know this was no small thing for Spectrum Health to do in terms of the investment, but just even the logistics. But you talk about the changes in technology and the anticipating of changes. They knew years ago that this was going to be needed, right?
They absolutely did, and I'm very grateful for the original planners of the Meijer Heart Center. So when this facility was designed in the early 2000s, it was opened in 2004. The original planners had the foresight to recognize that cardiac MRI is going to be the wave of the future, and that this will be a needed technology to provide the most comprehensive cardiovascular care for our patients. And so fortunately, they did build the Meijer Heart Center with reinforcements necessary on the first floor of the Meijer Heart Center to be able to hold this magnet that weighs over 4 tons.
Amazing.
And so we brought it in through a very large opening in the front glass panels of the Meijer Heart Center by a forklift that was able to advance it through the opening when the glass panels were taken out, and then it was pushed into its current location, where we are calling it the Heart of the Heart Institute on the first floor of the Meijer Heart Center.
I love it. Well, folks wanting to learn more about the cardiac MRI program at Spectrum Health may do so on their website. You can find a link to it on ours, 13onyourside.com. Dr. Abdallah, thanks.
Thank you for your time.